I co-host the two of your lines, so
I do. Right. Okay, so let me start again. All right. So the practitioner is about understanding the concept and then the use cases, right, of the services and then all those domains that were given us in the context of security. If this is happening, then what is it? If somebody wants to do this, then what is that? Right? All those. So is you being able to apply or understand the use cases of it. And then the solution architect is now application of the understanding of the concept, right? So now you are now coming to architect your understanding or the things that you have learned. So you need, if you want to store static web applications or static images or objects, you are support you can use S3. But how do you do that? Yeah, Luis there, he tell me say finishing exam. So today they one bed, so you know go join. I give him the permission. Right. So the solution architect is about applying those knowledge, right? And then, I mean, practically applying them. So if you look at the outline for the solution architect, it's all about how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. I don't know if anybody has read it or they can recall when we were having the first expert session. The outline is all about doing this, doing this, doing this, doing that. So that is basically about it. And then also everything that you are learning, every material that you are learning. Me, I must be honest. A lot of the things that has been shared on the page, I'm not learning them because I might overload myself, overload myself, and then so. But anything that you are learning, just stick to it and then explore more. I mean, be sure to also go through uh, the AWS documentations, the links, just to read and then understand. Some of the things that you think, especially the dumps, if you think it has been answered wrongly, try and then go through all the options, like the possible answers, and then read them to either agree or disagree with probably the correct answer that the dumps or the website is what is suggesting. I think some other time we did that, and then we concluded that the website is wrong. So that helps. Anyway, let's begin. So yes, today we are looking at well-architected framework, AWS well-architected framework, right? And we are going to take from the beginning the introduction as to what architecture is, who an architect is, and what they do. And then we now look at the AWS well-architected framework itself. So an architect or architecture is just about designing and then building systems. That is what it involves. You are designing and building system. I used an architect, a building architect, for example, right? So a building architect will help plan, design, and then build your house for you or build houses, right? So for their roles, they will sit down with you, make plan as to what you want to do, the concept that you want to use in your building, and then they do that for you. And they will make sure that whatever solution that they are giving you, it aligns with your objectives. So that's basically who an architect does and then what architecture involves. Now we look at the AWS well-architected framework. So the well-architected framework is a guide, right? That helps you architect cloud infrastructure. So it helps you to build secure, a high-performing, resilient, and an efficient cloud infrastructure, right? And it offers some foundational questions and then best practices to assess and implement cloud architecture. Now, what this point means is that if you hire a building architect and then you give them your proposed, building, how you want your building to be, they will also sit down, ask questions that is this house, like, is this something that can be built? And will it be strong? Will it have, a strong foundation? What materials are we supposed to use? Which plan? What time frame or what period are we going to? So they ask all these questions to be sure that what they are coming to build will stand the test of time, right? You don't have the case where you put up a building and then you have not even paint it and then the whole thing collapses, right? So this is what the well architected framework also stands to gain. So it's more or less like a guide, and it's developed by AWS, right? To after they analyze thousands of, customer architectures on their platform, they sat down to actually develop this guide or framework to help winner the customers to build effective systems. So the 5 pillars are operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, and cost optimization. Those are the 5 pillars of the AWS well-architected framework. And each pillar contains design principles and its best practices. It also includes some foundational questions and then the best practices as well, and then offers context and then list of best practices for each question. All right, so how will I maybe and the last time we were saying it was 6, but it's 5.
Yeah, it's sustainability, with the
Yeah,
more.
yes, I think one person mentioned that yes, there was sustainability that wasn't like being like officially mentioned, but officially there are 5. So agreed.
Kunedi says it's new.
Okay, so
Is it
there's
like is it C02 stuff or something?
No, from the video, they said it was new and then they added it due to all this global warming, environmental stuff. So
yes, I recall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so Justice says scope for shorts or crops.
And they can confuse you. This Obi I want to never be seen. Yeah, funny.
I think crops will work for me, right? So it be sis now.
Gentlemen, I finished. What do people they do?
Would they do well architected framework?
Okay, great. Okay.
They do oxygen and CO2.
Okay, so we look at so we look at operational excellence. So apparently, if the cloud practitioner pay with they change you, go CO3. The rest will be the old ones now. All right, so we look at the first pillar, operational excellence. Now, operational excellence specifically focus on you running and then monitoring your systems in order to deliver value and then continuous improvement. So it's like, okay, we have finished doing this. All right, this is done. Now, what do we do to make it work better, right? Or achieve like the goal that we want to achieve. So in the case, just look at Apple. Even though they are just extorting people's money, but day in day out, they try to introduce new stuff, like new features, right? For you to actually like crave for any new product that they bring, right? For every product or every product they will outdoor, there is something about it that is not in the old one. Right? You can talk of maybe improving camera quality. You can talk of, making it like very comfortable to use. Now it uses the USB-C, right? So you can see that like daily they are improving it. Daily they are improving it. When you look at, the social media apps that we use, you can see that when it started, it wasn't like this. But as time goes on, new things, the UI is being changed. The user experience in its entirety is also being changed. So that's what operational excellence means. We were talking about Nokia just shortly ago, that they weren't able to keep up with the pace of technological advancement. That was why they folded. We were talking of BlackBerry, right? So as far as the operational excellence pillar is concerned, they weren't up there, right? So the key areas in operational excellence includes managing changes, your event response, and then defining operational standards, right? when you look at event response as to, okay, when this happens, what should happen? When this happens, what should happen? Right? Previously, let's look at the situation of the financial sector, banks. There weren't even ATMs, right? If you want to withdraw your money, you still have to go to the bank to do that. Now you have ATM. When ATM came, I'm sure when your ATM card get missing, you have to go to the bank to request for a new one, right? And then maybe they nullify the old one. But now you have mobile apps that you'll be able to even lock your card when it get missing. You don't even have to call the bank for the bank to do that. You can lock the card, request for a new one. The card will be delivered to you. You are able to even activate it yourself without stepping to the bank. Now people are able to even sit in their homes, create bank accounts without even stepping a foot in their banks. All right, so that is what is operational excellence seems to achieve. So there are also 6 principles for operational excellence. 1, by performing operations as code, right? So you kind of this helps reduce human error and then enable like consistent responses to event, right? So we talk about scripting certain things, automating certain things, so that immediately it happens, it is either rectified or whatever needed response that it needs to be applied is done without having to wait for the specialist or the human being to come, right? All you need to do is have the codes in place, and then boom, 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 everything is being done. So when there is probably a traffic request from one address, like consistent times in a time frame, what do you do? Okay, block that IP address. You don't need a human being to come and do that. You can write a code to respond to that event, right? At peak hours, what should be done? If my workloads are increasing, what should be done? You write a script for it to do that, right? So that is performing operations as code. And then annotating documentation, right? So any after each build, right? So when you are building your applications, happens. All right. Please give me a moment. Okay, I'll use my phone. I need to make Prince host. Okay, Prince Aduam.
All right.
Right. So in the software engineers here, right? In the case of building applications, you know that in every stage of your application, or in every level of writing your application, you need to like document them, or you need to annotate them, right? So when you open like software engineers line of code or code, they annotate each one. So this one will probably, whatever activity that the code does, right? They have annotations for them. So maybe this section of code is for the logins. So if the logins and then the password is equal to this, then allow entry. So there is like annotation, right? And then this helps with easily working with codes, or it helps also to, how do I put it? In case anybody takes it, right? They are able to work with it. Anytime there are problems, you are able to go straight into where the issue is, and then you sort it out, right? And there is also making frequent small reversible changes. So when you are updating your apps, in the case of WhatsApp, or let's say now, yes, WhatsApp, or even every application, there are beta versions that you need to sign up as a beta user or a beta tester so that you can use them. So there are people who are using, beta versions of certain apps, right? WhatsApp is about to introduce a premium version. And this upgrade or update has been made in the beta version where people are testing it, right? They are about to introduce a premium version for you to be able to do certain things, especially for WhatsApp business, right? You need to pay for a premium version in order to do certain things that even previously was free in the regular version that we are using. And then these changes, as per this principle, means these changes are being made, right, little by little, right? So we do it in the beta version, and then we now look at rolling it out small into the original one. However, if something goes wrong, we are able to reverse it, right? If anything goes wrong, we are able to reverse it. So that's what it means by making frequent small reversible changes. So you know that, okay, at this point the app was at this state, right? You save that that state, you add a new one. If it is not working, or if it brings a problem, you are able to reverse it to its old state without affecting the app's usage. So more or less like having a production environment, a testing environment, and then what's the other one? The normal environment that, the public environment that, when your apps gets there, it means that it is being used, right? Yes, the deployments. Thank you, Jason. The deployment environment. So you produce, bring it to the testing environment, you test it, and then now you deploy. And then also refine operation procedures frequently, right? You have to also always look out for places or opportunities to improve your operational procedures and then adapt them as and when needed. We are all aware that some of the offices that we enter, or some of the people, especially banks, the telcos, and then all that, right? How they used to receive customers and then how they do certain things has changed over time. Now, Ghana Commercial Bank, of all people, you are able to create accounts online, right, using their mobile app without even going to their office, right? Now you are able to activate internet banking without going to the bank to fill forms, and then your own account. You have to go and fill form after you create the account. You have to fill forms again to request for internet banking, and then now somebody has to create the account for you, send you a confirmation code for you to now use it to activate the internet banking on their app, right? But now all that has changed. Now you can just download the app and then create your bank account. So that is about refining your operational procedures. Right? Previously, with EcoBank, for you to create a foreign account, like a foreign currency account, you will have to go to the bank, show them your bank statement. If you are using it to receive your salary, you have to bring them your appointment letter to be sure that you are receiving your salary in a foreign currency before. But now with internet banking, you're able to create the bank account without even getting to the bank. Your signature and everything can be uploaded online, and then you are good to go. And also always anticipate failure, right? Anticipate failure. So you are always looking for vulnerabilities. You are looking for sources of failure, and then test those scenarios, and then deal with them before they even happen, right? In cybersecurity, we call it having an attacker mindset. Always think like the attacker. Always think like the person who is coming to attack you. Always think like somebody will try and infiltrate your system. So you yourself, that is why there is something called penetration testing. You try to penetrate your own system. So Google has a staff that's constantly, their work is to just find means to explore their system, find means to infiltrate their system so that they mitigate them even before they happen. And then also learn from all operational events and then failures. So we have cybersecurity analysts here. Right. We have plenty people here. Plenty people who they do plenty things. Mhm. So you also share insight and lessons learned across teams and an organization, right? So I'll still use cybersecurity scenario. We'll still use cybersecurity scenario for this. So anytime there is an issue, so let's say there is a compromise, right? When that issue is mitigated or when that problem is found out and then mitigated, everything, every process of the incident response is what is taken into consideration, written down. What happened? What was the cause? What avenues did the attacker use? Sometimes if they do like test drills, right? Now all these insights will now be presented in a staff meeting. That is not to call people out that, hey, you are the fault of, you caused this or you caused that. It's just everybody learning from what happened, right? Everybody learning from what happened. Yes, yes, correct. That's the word. Red teaming. Great. Right? Red teaming. So you get to learn from the failures and then the whatever happened, so that next time it doesn't happen. I'm sure this Momo Frosters thing, I'm sure we all know now, most of the means that they use to explore victims, right? It's either they've made, either they tell you they've made a wrong transaction, or sometimes if you are a merchant, they are calling you to educate you on certain best practices that you should do as a merchant. After that, they now find ways to exploit you to, send them money, send them, in fact, send them your whole account balance, right? They socially engineer you to get access, or for you to get to do certain things for them, right? So that is also basically, and there's this social media thing too. They will send you a link. Some of them will even send you a link that they found a leak that you are in it. If you are the type that is easily swayed away with these things, you will be quick to go and click on the link to see that if it is really you. By the time you realize, you have exposed all your account details to them, and then boom, they have access to your account. Now, there are foundational questions for operational excellence, and they are categorized into 3 best practices. That is prepare, operate, and then evolve, right? So preparing is creating and then validating the procedures to respond to operational event. And then operate is to also collect metrics and then measure the achievement of your business outcomes. And then evolve is about designing operations that adapt to changes and also incorporate lessons that you have learned, right? So that is the foundations, or the foundational questions that you seem to ask or answer as far as operational excellence is concerned. So that is basically about it for operational excellence pillar in the well-architected framework. Any question, feel free to ask your questions before we move on to another thing. And yes, we can read more on the operational excellence white paper as far as AWS well-architected framework is concerned. Okay, Justice, you and your this thing, your abbreviations.
Take no mind them. You like you and poor.
At this point, Prince, and wow.
You know how they call.
Charlie.
Okay, so let's look at security. So yes, so security, just as the name goes, right, is about protecting information, protecting your systems, protecting assets, while you still deliver your business value, right, through risk assessment and mitigation. So, banks don't allow people to enter, especially if you are riding a bike. I think it's not even bank alone. You are not to enter with your helmet on. You get it? Now, you might be coming to the bank as a customer, right? Now, the bank is not preventing you as a customer from not coming, but the bank is preventing you as a person wearing helmet, right, not to enter. Why? Because they should be able to identify anybody that enters and then goes out of the premises. So in case there is an issue, they are able to investigate and then pinpoint where it is coming from, especially when it involves a human activity, right? So there is robbery, they are holding people hostage, right? If you come in wearing helmets, how would they be able to identify you, right? They should be able to identify from security feeds, from the security camera feeds, right, to get to know that, okay, so this person was the last person who came and he didn't go out, so definitely he might be part of it. You get it? Now we have staff. Okay, so as a staff, do you just have access to anything because you are a staff? No, we have to put in certain measures for us to make sure that, okay, you are still monitored as far as you are still delivering your work or doing whatever you are supposed to do. So the security pillar also focuses on these key areas. One, protecting confidentiality and the integrity of data, identifying and managing privileges, protecting systems, and then also establishing controls to detect security events. Right? So we'll take one after the other. So protecting confidentiality and an integrity of data. Just recently, I was having a conversation with somebody. So he sells food, right? He sells food, this fast food thing. And we're having a conversation. We passed by a man and he was telling me, say, Charlie, he was not a man, a woman self. He was like, this woman, he moved the sweet time. check, exactly. This woman, he moved the sweet time. If she can't buy you. So he sells from 25 cedis and above. But the woman buys extra chicken. She wants like almost extra everything, extra ketchup, extra is it salad or mayonnaise, extra mayonnaise and then everything. So she pays extra for it. So at the end, her cost is almost about 50. 50 and above. So after listening, and then I asked him, so imagine you go to a hospital and then you check, right? You go and do checkup and then you have STI. And then by the time you get home, I tell you that I learned you had STI. How will you feel? See, you are whetting my appetite. You understand? How will you feel? He was quiet, right? And then mostly some of my friends, like, that is how I talk to them. I mean, that's how I communicate with them. So you got to understand that whatever happens at the workplace remains there, right? Yes, I don't care if he doesn't tell me. I mean, that's the business of that's his business, right? It happened at the workplace. I don't have to know, right? Because the moment that information comes out, I get to see a person in a different picture altogether, right? But maybe, that is what I mean. That is what they want. Me like this, if I should get a check, plenty of people don't know a check, right? I would like to buy whatever it is that I will buy, just to feel like I'm eating my my native food. So so whatever happens at the business place remains at the business place. It's called what? Confidentiality and an integrity, right? Even as much as there are people owing quick loans and then plenty loans, right? You don't get, even the banks threatening people that they will publish your names, but it doesn't happen. Right? It doesn't happen. Your loan, what's it called? Your credit score is only available to people in the banking sector. Right? If you are going for a loan in Bank B, you people, you don't ask plenty. My native food, we could end down for there. Maybe service questions, history. Right? Your credit score is only available to the banking sector. So if you are going for a loan from Bank A, Bank A is able to check that if you have other loan facilities with Bank B that you have paid, or even if you have, were you able to pay, right? And then so they use it to check credit worthy, but that information is not in the public, right? People, they don't go about telling people about things about you. I'm sure that we all wouldn't be able to live. Hey, Ben, we did learn. You the best question. We finish the learner. All right, and then we also look at identifying and then managing privileges. I mean, as I said, in the case of staff, right? If you are a teller, I don't know why today I'm using I'm bringing banking. I'm not working in the banking sector before to
Your money come.
money. They are the search plate. I don't get money like that. But money don't come. Probably I expect money. That's why they use the banking sector as an example. So let's look at our normal working environment, right? Prince is an IT guy. Okai is also an IT guy, right? You have everybody and what they have access to. Your boss might have files, might have access to files that a front desk person may not have, right? So as I said, if you are a staff, doesn't mean that you have access to every information. I remember when I did my national service, we had the security trigger, right? People, right? That code was only known by general services and then the CEO and then the managing directors, and then and front desk. Payroll didn't know, finance department didn't know, the HR didn't know. So it was the general services like operations and then all that, front desk, because yes, we are most of the people who probably, if there is an issue, a threat, we face it right before those, because they were upstairs. So I mean, by the time they get down, the damage has already happened, right? And even when you go to the payroll also have a security access system that you need to be somebody from the department to be able to even enter there, right? And those there also have different access to different things, right? And also protecting systems, right? So implementing security measures to protect certain things, right? If a customer is coming, what are the things put in place that they might not steal something, they might not cause danger, and then all that. So that's why there is a security at the front desk to regulate certain things. When you go inside too, sometimes there are people to direct you. Hey, you go here, you go here. There are webcams, there are security cameras to, also monitor whatever activities is going on, right? And then also establishing controls to detect security events. So that's why there are people at some companies there is fire alarms. If somebody also forcefully breaks into a door, there is a trigger that happens. So these are the areas that you should focus as far as security is concerned. Yes, and it also has principles. There are 7 principles that the security pillar is also based on. So 1, implementing a strong identity foundation, right? Enforcing least privilege and separation of duties for AWS resource interactions. When we bring it to our normal working environment, if you are a security, where do you work? Even though you take care of, you control, or you check as to who gets in and then who comes out. Do you also go anywhere in the company? No. Yours is the front before people enter. So yours is to protect or guard the place. I made mention of event, in as much as the security checks people who have access to which part of the event venue or event grounds. They themselves don't have access to all those places. So that's their least privilege. Theirs is to enforce security, right? So it's the same with the least privilege. So if a security man or if somebody who is in charge of stage would want to go to maybe places, I mean the artist room, then they need an access tag, probably all access tag to access the artist changing room. And that might be temporary. So immediately you go there, as you immediately you come back, you have to hand over the tag to whoever it is for. And also enabling traceability. So you monitor, alert, and then audit actions and then changes in real time. As it's happening, you are logging it, and then you are logging all the activities. Immediately there is a breach, you are able to mitigate it or solve it. There's also applying security at all areas. You don't say, oh, as for this one there, it's nothing, right? So let's leave it. You see, when you go to the malls, they say that the mall or the place are not responsible for damage to your vehicle or whatever it is, or if there is theft. But it doesn't mean that they've left the place like that. There are still security men going around checking, so it's like they are doing their best. So there is security at all areas. When you enter the mall, not everybody there is coming to buy. Some are security personnel, right? Even in the grounds where you park your car, there are security men around checking what is going on. If they suspect anybody or they see something to be suspicious, there are instances that they sack people from the mall grounds, right? You'll be there and then you see that they are sacking somebody. It's because they feel like, no, whatever this person is doing is suspicious. They suspect something might happen. When you go to the clubhouses, they sack people all the time. It's not even about your dressing, but they just look at your demeanor, what you are doing, and then is no, this person, he might cause problems. Let's throw him out, right? So the same thing with your cloud infrastructure. So including your network, your VPCs, your subnet, and then your instances, you have to apply security at all the places. You don't say that, oh, I have security group in one of my subnet, so I will not create an access key for my EC2 instance. It doesn't work that way, right? And you also automate security best practices. So you use automation to scale securely and then also cost effectively. I think this one is self-explanatory. And then protect data in transit and then at rest. So when your data is at rest, when there is no request for it, the data is not going anywhere, you have to implement some security measures to protect it. And then whilst it is also traveling, it should be also protected. So data classification, encryption, tokenization, and then also access control is needed, right? Yes, so that is where KMS comes into play. And then keeping people away from data. That is reducing the risk of data loss through mechanisms and tools. Sometimes the best way to protect your data is actually like people not knowing it. You get it? So let's take the Amazon data centers, for example. So there is a theory that not even staff of AWS know where their data centers are, right? And then in as much as it is, it's questionable, we can argue, or it's arguable. If that is true, they are just doing it to protect customers' data or protect the infrastructure that hosts the data of all their clients. Imagine that if they know, right, the staff know, and then somebody knows somebody who knows it. With time, you might hear cases of, oh, Amazon has been hacked, their data system has been infiltrated, they have stolen servers from the Amazon data and all those things, right? So it's like they are keeping their own people even away from the data so that it will be more protected, right? And also preparing for a security event. I made mention of having an attacker mindset, right? Anytime, every time you are assuming that something might go wrong, every time assuming that something might go wrong. So you are always prepared for that. And also the foundational questions are also categorized into 5 best practices. That is identity and access management. Who have access to what? Detective controls. How do I detect security threats? Infrastructure protection. How do I keep my infrastructure safe? Data protection. How do I protect data? And then incident response. When issues happen, how do I respond to them? Right? So these questions emphasizes the importance of security practices, privilege control, security incident identification, system protection, and then data confidentiality and integrity. Right? So that is also about the security pillar of the AWS well-architected framework. So it's about what? Protecting data, protecting infrastructure, and identifying security incidents and also responding to them. While these principles are in place, you are still delivering your best values as far as your business goals and objectives are concerned. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll look at reliability. I would want us to look at reliability. Pause. I have some set of questions that I want us to look at, right? So I want us to look at reliability. Pause. Look at about 10 questions. Let me see. I did 10. Yes, we'll look at some 10 questions. And either we'll look at if after the questions we'll continue or we'll pause and then continue, God willing, tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do the remaining part of it and then we'll look at the cloud adoption framework as well. Is that okay? Because we would want to make sure that we understand like everything as far as these two things are concerned. All right. So reliability. So today for the questions, I'll copy them and yes, I'll copy them and then paste them in there. Okay. Now, reliability focuses. Okay, so yes, I'll paste them in the WhatsApp group. No, since we are in the chat, we just do it in the chat and then we'll go. Why? I think that will be better. Oh, Angie is here. All right. So reliability focuses on a system's ability to recover from disruptions, acquire computing resources dynamically, and then mitigate issues like misconfigurations or transient network problems. What big English is this? Oh, okay. So transient just means temporary, temporary network problems. Hey, Jesus. Yeah, so temporary network issues, right? Let me even change it before. Abba. Okay, so transient, transition. Okay, I understand. So temporary network problems or short time or short periods network problem. Just as they say, come do your work. Bring acronym for the security pillar. Okay, so reliability. You ready? security focus pipe, principles aka pipe. Just if we go behave, what be aka pipe?
AKA pipe.
All right. So the key areas to focus on reliability is your setup, cross-project requirements, your recovery planning, and handling change, right? And then it also looks at 5 design principles to increase reliability. So first, test your recovery procedures. So let me use my Benin project for example. So Benin is a French country, and then when we went there to work on we actually went to build a data center for them for a smart metering project, right? Now they were French people, and our system was in English, so we had to develop the whole system in English and then now translate the system to French. When that was done, we needed a native French speaker, right, but not somebody who hasn't have education, like somebody, an educated native French speaker, to go through the system, right, and then who understand English as well. So go through the system and then make sure that the work and the wordings and then whatever it means in English is the same as French. And you know that sometimes the wordings are different. You might say something in English that makes sense, but if you directly translate that into French, it's absolute rubbish, right? So we had to do that, and then we have to look at every component of the system, every menu, every feature, every button. So when that was done, we now had to give it to the customers to also test it. And then they needed a load balancing system. They needed a main system and then a backup system. And what they wanted to do was that when data is populated in the main system, it is automatically copied to the old system. And then if the main server goes down, the backup server should be up and then working and then running the application via the same. So we access the system via an IP address, and then we should use the same IP address to do that. So all this was implemented, and then we now had to test it. So we intentionally turn off the main server and then still check to see that the system or the application is still working via the backup, right? Data will now be inputted into via the system, and then it goes to the main server, and then we have to check that if the same data is what is replicated in the backup system. So that is basically how it is. So you put in place a recovery system, and then you now test it, right? Simulate what will trigger the recovery process. So that is just about testing your recovery procedures. And then and then automatically recovering from failure. The scenario I gave also explains this point as well, right? So you monitor your systems for key performance indicators and then configure automated recovery processes to trigger when thresholds are breached, right? So, okay, I have 4 systems, right? So immediately, maybe one system is the health has reduced to 50%, automatically start up the second one, or run 3 systems concurrently. When one fails, then you run another one, right? So that is like automatic recovery. And then also scaling horizontally. So replacing one large resource with multiple smaller resources, right? Distributing the request to reduce the impact of single point of failure. So instead of having a large system of, let's say, 200 gigabytes with a CPU of whatever, why don't you have, let's say, 5 systems, right? 5 systems, and then now giving it what's it called? Is it 50? Right, it's 50 GB each, 50 GB each, 50 GB each. So that you have, instead of just one big system, you have 5 systems, right, with a combined capacity of 200 GB, right, with a combined capacity of 200 GB, so that when one fails, the other one replaces it, or when there is a need for more, right, it's automatically scaled up to meet the demand, instead of having it once at there and then maybe they might not even have a use, right? It also makes like your system very reliable. Anytime it's available, right? And also, yeah, stop guessing capacity. Don't go and buy 20 gigabyte when you know your system needs 1 terabyte. Don't go and buy, or don't guess capacity of 1 terabyte when in actual sense you only need just 20 gigabyte. And also you manage change automation. So you utilize automation for infrastructure changes. Hey, and then so be utilize automation for infrastructure changes and then manage changes through automation. So it's just like auto scaling group. Maybe I finished this one and I can't drink water.
Eunice is here. Let's acknowledge her.
Hi, Eunice. Eunice, say hi. Say hi to us.
Eunice, say hi to us.
Turn on your mic. Turn on your mic and say hi. That's the culture here.
Unmute.
If I say hi, you guys will see that I'm here.
We've already seen you. We've already seen you.
Hi.
Just a garment,
Oh, let's see.
Keep doing hard things. Why I'm here.
All right.
I run away, but let me watch small.
You. All right. So we look at managing change. I mean, with automation, so we look at auto scaling group, right, where you are able to set your minimum capacity, desired capacity, and then maximum capacity. So when your system is underutilized to a certain point, okay, then just give me my minimum capacity. When it is increasing, maybe my system goes to 50%, my workload goes to 50%, then give me my desired capacity. When it's now like 100%, then give me what? My maximum capacity, right? So foundational questions for reliability has also been grouped into three best practice areas. That is foundations, change management, and then failure management, right? So foundations, they are building blocks. How did you plan your system? How did you plan for recovery? How did you plan for incident response, right? And then how do you manage change? Where do you take everything off before you implement changes, or you have systems, procedures put in place, measures to put in place to do effective changes, right? And then there is also failure management. When things fail, what do you do? How does your backup system work? How does your backup plan work, right? So, and it also emphasizes the importance of well-planned foundations, monitoring, and then handling changes in demand or request, and then also automated failure detection and recovery. So that is also about it for the reliability pillar. So today we'll look at operational excellence, we looked at security, and we looked at reliability. Question. Mumbisa questions. I beg, carry water come.
Yes, questions. Additions, subtractions, comments, assumptions, reductions, subscriptions.
Massa, what is subscription saying? I beg, Mumbisa questions. So Mumbisa questions.
Maybe small, I mean, maybe small.
Yes, is no abbreviation.
And they work on them.
Okay.
The focus, you
What?
see, the focus for the reliability. You see, say none of them get valve for inside. Like the one,
Ah,
so are they try come up with some creative way where it could be easy to remember.
oh, okay.
All they start with all they start with consonants. Vowel based.
Consonant.
Yeah.
Just tomorrow you could do the recap. The way they do the shortcuts and so on.
Hmm. Okay. So let's. So I will put some. I will put the question for the. Hey. I will put the question for the chats. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. Okay, will be plenty. We're not going to use the Kahoot. Let's suppose like we go Kahoot, then we go answer the questions for the. Okay. So yeah, some of them they are simple and then easy questions. We know that they might not come that way, but it is just to test our understanding of what the concepts are. So first question. Everybody check the chat box. Zoom go fit do poll. Make I see. No, I don't think so. We go fit do poll. Make I check. Then make I check the PC top then see. Nanka yenye ne samu. Allah. Justice carry what I just take out crops.
Yeah, so hey, busy Crocs.
So I know they see the poll thing.
Who talks say post the make it can't tell we how they do
I beg can't show you how they do
one. Abdul can show you how they do.
I dey try look for am myself, but I not say we dey fit do am.
This Zoom thing. It be school, it be school on its own.
And I app.
Yeah, I'm sure it should be an app. Let me just Google and see. Okay.
That one be people meet.
Oh, so then say make I go there, and then I will go meetings. And what? Click the topic of your scheduled meeting. Oh. Check like be something we go fit do.
Why you go if for some time up before you start the meeting or something?
Yeah, so be something we go fit do like concurrently.
It's what I could do for the group talk, the WhatsApp group talk.
Okay.
So yeah, also so.
Jason, I see you are. I know bed. And now the left office go house. That's why I just make quiet.
Yeah, I see no. Okay, Prince, make me host make I see. Because they said I for be host user.
Okay.
Meeting polling enabled. You know, go if you do one. You check like what I see. And then account settings in the meeting tab. Post and
Nah,
quizzes.
but that one did the main account stuff.
Yeah, the web portal top. So therefore, we no go if you do. Okay. So make I just post for please is anybody
Or you go make them vote for this one inside. Then go vote via WhatsApp.
yeah, so
Yeah,
the study group inside.
Yeah.
Make I put for the study group or the
Nah,
What do you
on
do?
30, no.
the 30. Okay. Anybody there here where you know the inside?
What did it?
Cool.
Isaac, group.
It's okay. I dey come share the link.
It's another day inside.
We
No,
get group where
inside.
we inside.
Yeah.
I know they inside though.
Munchas, we share the link. Munchas,
Asemba Asemba
Asemba,
Unya with
Family and friends group. Hey,
Hey,
I post the link. We could join fast.
segmentation, no segmentation.
Eh,
Still, you don't come. That's why it is.
That be why you don't see. It be a sleep we will do.
Still, we do.
yeah, I'm by bed. Nobody prompt me say make a no bed.
Now we
make them
prompt.
make them
Now we prompt.
Then the India man talking them. It's as somebody talks actually sleep can do and I talk. They talk then they sink.
If you saw them are talking, only 4 people join. No. So I'm sure. Okay, so I will assume that they are open on joining. Okay, so they can start the pool. Plenty people still they join.
Rama Santibu. Hey, Rama be there.
Charlie, every day we see new person.
I'm for your hand.
It's a correspond why.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You go tell him say make she say hi.
No.
She talk already.
She talk already.
Justice, be careful. You know that.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm sure they are the only ones who haven't joined. All right. Let me start here. So the first question. So they actually
Isaac, now they load song. I know the feature. I don't know why. It load song.
We sack you. We say we sack you.
If what
take BM, take BM.
Yeah, make check like it come. If you join ready.
Nah.
Mr. Maxon.
Hey. Okay, Eben, I beg send me hi for WhatsApp then.
What be my network?
Then I sure say be the network. Yes, just exit.
Are they saying hi right now?
Send me hi then. I for do then save plenty people that number so. Because
I say people don't understand. If I type ALX, when if I be 55.
so apparently the guy will say every day do church, you know. Oh, Charlie. So I be pastor.
For real?
Yeah. The guy is there throughout the week, you know, if you do. It be pastor and kasa. Oh yeah, I go save we all of
The
you your
people
number.
then they join the group. The group is for party, they be for learning. It's about joining. No, yes, say okay, party. We'll be in your style. If for after party, when there's just finish, the group party.
I'll be there on Henny back. I mean, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, justice. Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac, your message is bunch. I send you message. I send you right now.
Aha. I dey come. I dey want set up the first poll then. Sunny at once, so make I just do one.
Your mind did be the party. Who the user? User anyway.
No, the person.
Who be user?
Isa be
No,
your kind party, no?
no,
No,
user.
user.
His name be user.
Or
User, show yourself.
Aha, so make I ask you. So it means that the this sustainability thing, you know, we the Adam or we know the Adam.
Before Adam, ask the Adam there before Adam.
Before Adam, he knew where he did it because the 603 site. So before Adam, everywhere they watch some Adam.
C02 headmaster. Yes, the way the C02 day was.
Yeah, you will do over.
So it
Before
means
Adam, before Adam.
so it means that we have 6 instead of 5, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's 6.
Okay. Yeah, some more. Oh, the question are the copy paste. I know they come, so at the type of.
User, I beg, who you be? Talk, make me hear your voice.
We want to know who you are.
Else we go come out you. You be intruder. So man, so talk your name. Now, why you dey fear?
Isaac, my own count.
Ikawe.
Yeah, I just
Mr.
joined.
Maxon.
Okay. Mr. Maxon.
Nah, my own is Sparrow.
No, you know be yourself.
I know Mr. Maxon say he be the user.
No, user say he be the Mr. Maxon.
Maxon.
Yeah, funny sir.
So I the post the 6 on they go there. So okay, let me and sustainability. So one of them I cut them short, but you people go see. You still go see them. Okay, so this one is first follow question. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, vote. Obian vote. You see Obian call WhatsApp. Okay, make I edit them.
Eh. My question. You answer the question for the question sake.
I answer the question, Seth. This
Eh.
question is invalid. Bonus question. Okay, so make nobody type. You I got small or you start to laugh. You go.
And now after the wood digu angasa. And then wood.
Now you chop. You chop something with it start to talk and then you know dear now.
Nana one monsieur no.
Manu.
Now.
Okay, Aribas. How many are we on the call? I have to see 29 votes. Okay, 28. No, 27, because I'm joining with 2 accounts. So I have to see 27 votes. If I don't see 27 votes, we go do roll call, press, we go do roll call. Anybody will not respond. We go come out.
You go assume say you sleep, so you go come out.
Aha. We'll see 27 votes.
Why you? Will. Why will not do the group talk?
I say you know they.
Be like he hears you go come with somebody now waiting up.
Will. So check the chat. There is a WhatsApp link. Click on it and join. It laugh. It laugh. You go bed. We say.
Yes, with the common people, no, it can't.
We have 16. 18 now. I'm still waiting for more. Well, so yes, check the previous chat. There's a link. Let me even paste it again. And then use that one to join.
Now if you join, I know go see the poll.
Yeah, that's fine. So he will be exempted for this one. Okay, I have 22 now. So minus well. So 4 more.
4 more to do more.
He said he's already on it. I already voted. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so it means 5 more.
You do that.
Isaac, maybe some people bed, Charlie.
Somebody come out. Somebody come out in vote.
That one they
You bet no will come out to.
Some people bed, so make you do like plus or minus 3 or something. Some people bed.
Okay, so -5. That's okay. I think 22 is okay. All right.
Yeah,
so yes, so the correct answer is yes, is B, 23. If you now Judith votes.
In the last hour.
Last hour. Yeah, so yes, that is it. So operational excellence talks about what your continuous improvement of your operations and then delivering business value. Right. So that is what the operational excellence pillar focuses on. Okay, good. Moku, go. So probably some of them we might not have treated it today, but it will still test our understanding to see if we are able to. Or say, hey, say 11 about. Yeah, now you do know the time with the bed. Open 11.
Right now, at least minimum 1.
Tell me, open 11. Tell me soon.
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
It's okay, Friday.
When you come over anymore, go wash your face then come.
Go pour water, put your leg in body. You can share.
Let's see the funny me say 11 about share.
What is 11 about? Aquawi. Wait. Newcomer being
Newcomer being
Oshimbre ne beba no ada.
Woman uniform you.
Oh, you crew that was the menu so.
Boys.
Make you go test for water wash your face now.
Sure. Okay, Moku go. Next question.
This question.
It be tricky, eh?
This one did the group thing go chow. Yeah, right.
So at least we forget 23 votes. So let's assume the rest are asleep. Get too near for this lions beware. So we have 15 votes. Hey, Mama Kanwadana. 23 says here 15.
Then you think
more Jin seconds. One channel mambo water.
The person I pay about me.
Okay, che, you get
This bomb tweeting. I recall when sachet water came, no. We not like with the transition go like the sachet water. Charlie, if you go buy the bomb to the people they laugh you so Ota, then you drink them secret. Ready?
When you play it, you don't be drink all.
You don't be drink all, Charlie. Hey,
What that song? You know what that song? What do they want?
Penny.
Charlie. Bomb tree.
Read this.
Okay, yeah. So reliability actually doesn't talk about security, right? It's just about your system being able, being available and being able to work regardless of what happens, right? So it's more or less like, okay, fault tolerance. Even if a component fails, the system is still working, right? When workloads are increasing, the system is able to scale up or down according to, changes in demand. And then when there is failure, how the system is able to recover. So there's no security factor as far as reliability is concerned. So it's about fault tolerance, scalability, and recoverability. All right.
And
The
the three other ones, they will get security for inside.
So all the three also has security inside. So it makes them the odd ones. Okay. Next one. Don't get too near from this line. Speed. Friday night and I'm feeling alright. If my baby knew they call me, I get another for standby.
Why? Come to me.
Also come to Anna.
Okay, the next one is up.
Could you get Anna?
We did me check my 2-4
Don't call me penny. Trusted advisor, crowd. What would cranny be sour also to me chow?
Also to be chat. But you see, as we move on, you see, we see some of the questions like very easy, but they don't be easy like that. It be the learning we do. Because
true.
Sometimes I read, sometimes I read some question. I say, no, this thing, if I don't read it, this thing, like I never gonna.
So of last week you beat me this question, I go take food ground.
Yeah. Can't watch for days, I be true. if cloud watch there as well, like fishing will come. Okay, Moko go next question. Yes, so the recommendation they give us the answer. Charlie, you people are good. See, is it now we are now getting to understand the dynamics of how the questions are put, right? So it's not about like one keyword alone. Certain things also like the qualifications, right? Recommendations. We are looking at, okay, this one monitors to give you metrics or as to what is happening in your system and then all that. Charlie, we'll go get there. Say, violent services.
Plus AWS competence.
Sorry, that's make you look up.
The competence, no compliance. Competence and comprehend. Yes. I think I can put this question up there. We'll go look up. My guy to say you go, you go see the AWS recognized and the AWS poly, no. At the end, they edit them. The next question is up, so make us search the AWS comprehend.
For higher flexibility. Huh.
Oh, okay. So comprehend is a technology used in most cases chatbots, right? So just like how AWS, ALX program their layer and whatever to answer certain questions. You know? So if you put certain if you put certain prompts there, they are able to understand that okay, this is what you are trying to ask, and then it answers you. So since it's a natural language processing service that uses machine learning to uncover valuable insight and connections in texts. Right.
Oh, okay.
So
So it no be like from voice, from text.
no, yeah, from text. So you give it
So basically just a chatbot.
more or less like a chatbot. So most of the support chatbots that we chat with, you know, let's say yes, it be that technology that is behind it.
Sentiments.
Yeah, sentiment. So I think she's talking about in the context of the comprehending. What is one of the design principles for cost optimization in the AWS? Okay. Hey, the votes they reduce. Oh. Okay, so that is it. So for cost optimization, we are looking at balancing cost and then benefit, right? When we are optimizing. So we look at architecting our infrastructure using past, usage trends, right? We take insight from past usage trends and then we use it to, architect our infrastructure, right? So you also take into account trade-offs, right? That this one for this one for that, all those things. Hey, today to make like you, I don't tell you people. I did there no AWS send me a bill.
But yes, instances to the run.
Charlie, I left. I did do this the elastic IP where I left from. I know I sign up. But luckily that be 16 cents. But I say, hey.
The men call Sokra and just so many amiati me too.
I swear, me the way they speak in Chi,
I swear.
I that's a began person.
Hey, I thought you say you Kumasi.
I mean, you say Kumasi, so.
Charlie, therefore change your name to mine or something. Yeah. That name I
Nana, change your name to
Nana. I
Nana.
speak correct guy, Rob. I will speak guy, but figure no no street speaks
it.
Yeah. It is force. You know, be like we. Yeah,
somebody talk something for master. 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 So one start questions on code commit, code start, code pipeline, code deploy,
Allez.
I'm
code
fire
build.
home. I'm fire home. I'm fire home. I'm fire home.
Eh,
Ni
serious, eh?
we are see have a fedio.
Really, nah,
Let that guy talk. Oh.
Six,
Yeah,
six, six.
yeah, the Indian guy talk though. Oh my,
if
oh,
I move up there, this no go come.
it
I
be
promise
vanity, be vanity.
you. No go come.
No,
Charlie,
you people they talk
Charlie,
vanity. The
to be on the
questions will
safer
be
side,
rapid draw.
to be
It
on
be
the
rapid
safer
They
side,
call
draw.
me.
to be on the safer
I say
side,
no
make me
go
just
come.
make them, make me just make them.
Then put all
I
the
say no
questions
go
for basing inside. Then shake, 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 shake. You come out and then throw 65. Give you.
come. My own no do this one inside. I promise you.
Hey, Charlie,
We go pass, we go pass. Charlie, we prepare you. Like as far as this squad is concerned, like preparation, like really go on.
Right now, why we can, if somebody can tell you say we get AWS corrupt, you go tell yeah,
Yeah, every day. Yeah, so
Make a
what's
Google apps sometimes it go come up.
I not go shock. AWS napkin stuff. They go pick up.
okay, Moku vote. What is the primary purpose of the security pillar in AWS?
The options
The
will be
question no Gubisa no.
And
is it like I just searched on questions on
what's the trap?
no, I just searched questions on the well architected framework. That is it.
This question, and another circumstances, and go sao. So people, if you know read our security pillar, you go fit choose ensuring high performance.
Performance.
You fit choose increasing operational
excellence because
so
you might.
privy to the text. Yes, that's why. Yeah.
what do they talk there be true, mom?
Yeah.
I see if you take the way the Indian man they do in video now, like you pick the keywords you they connect them, if they help you.
Because framework, we can say, okay, then let me think in the direction of that well architected framework. But we can offer increasing operational excellence. Yes, that's why they bed.
It no be you.
The
sound they come from outside. Who inside?
Yeah, the person it be bed though. It be somebody in bed.
Bed pan.
Hey, what did they try talk? What now? What did they try talk?
I have said what I have. I have said what I have said.
Good. They can mute my mic. Now wait here.
I have said what I have said.
What can
Hey, Suman, was send me this email.
That's it. So what's up?
The noise from justice in there. You say he needs no retention.
Oh, no, be from my side. They beg. They beg. Oh, don't from my side. Don't from my side.
You will explain.
I know evidence.
I don't know, sir.
What we do?
Charlie, this better they can't schedule my own. I don't know one scenario where everywhere make food. So I register for.
Hey, so far 17 per vote. Why what's up?
You don't think these
Squad bed. Make we move on.
Another question there.
Yeah, they come. Somebody sent email way for come to me to to another person.
They will pay sleep Mobiana.
Is it?
You see, they will pay sleep Mobiana.
Oh, that me mean pay sleep. Oh.
I don't know.
Me ye patupa movement. Back movement.
I'm a scare well woman now.
Come do full play.
Yeah, comment.
That's a full plate.
So Charlie, yeah, so we are okay. Yeah, coffee hunger, basa. Comment do I laugh video crowd who you on siri.
Ask yourself, say, you ask yourself, say, so me this.
Well, and also that
you go to empty the salary workers.
Which is in banner boom mouse, so I forget you. Which and salary worker.
Do the same. Tomorrow be what?
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow the hub go open.
Yeah, but it be like then say
then go do some breast cancer.
Then go do some me no for you on.
That breast cancer.
Hey, you pass through.
Hey, into my
That's what they talk. You go do that and get keys. Then you go can't talk to wanna go inside
At the kind one time, Charlie, not in day, but they hug. I did the will after catch me. You see, the laughter they laugh, you don't beside the hug, but the fact is, the next morning, I don't know what I go join the next one.
You go watch it. You go watch the sky inside. Then you go shake your head.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes.
Come on, the boy.
Sure.
Yeah, one kasa.
Oh yeah, really. What's up with me?
We record. I feel like this question. The answer did a question inside.
Which design principle?
Where they get the answers from? Where they get the questions from?
This one be too plain at the hawk.
Testing recovery. Oh,
I didn't know kind of.
And my main kind way. No, like I for promote the testing recovery procedures from there and then do
Now what did they answer?
Which design principle emphasizing emphasizes which design principle emphasizes validating your system's ability to recover from failure? That one would have worked. So see.
Recover.
Yeah, Charlie.
Let's say I got perform comparative testing day.
Where you are? Where you feel? Where you feel?
Where you are?
Okay.
Hey, Justice.
I
can't see
you. You get a yellow floor for the house inside.
It'll be me la.
The thing, if he be feeling fun,
be fun.
If some squeaky fun that though, them no oil am so they cry like that.
It
be fun.
If be bad.
Well, if he be fun, if he be bad.
Okay, fuck off.
I see anoma bed. Not
it's anoma bed in Susa. Anoma bed in
Oh, Beckety, some beds they cry like that too. True.
Come on. You know, try. Beg. The whole world, the animals where they make sound, it be bed. I go send you some bird being link right now. You go feel mimic machine gun. You go feel mimic chainsaw. You go feel mimic almost every sound.
They call them mimic or something. Or you mean? They call them something mimic.
Assemble plan.
I say assembly cry.
Charlie, make we move on to
I
the
stop
next
everything,
question.
but then still say I do. Oh, damn cry.
The best and the mimic, I check out them plenty. No man dey Charlie.
The master among them be the liar bed.
Liar bed.
LYRE, the bed. And they put for the chat inside. In that time, what the question? We say Charlie God is great. Hey,
Sure, if I go there, forget to.
they know they fly.
They know they fly.
They know they fly. Then they go ground like foul. But when it comes to mimicking, parrots ground fun.
Okay, Maya there, Maya. Hey, back when you're 16, we are 8.
It must be too easy.
Okay. I dey put up the next question.
Charlie, but this voting thing, they no go work.
Like,
They could do when a normal vote, when a normal thing for the.
Because I say everybody, if you see naturally, even if you know the answer, you read and then they go click the one and green chat.
You click the one with plenty people.
Naturally.
No, but if you do that, then they affect you now, your body. So if you be confident in the answer you are choosing.
So you will continue like that. But I beg bring like confusing questions. The one where you go bring confusion.
Have you said the one we do in relation to what we discussed?
Yeah, it just be the well architected framework thing.
I understand.
I just want make we build what understanding on them. So see, you go see the question, no matter how they put the question, you go see oh we shall. Where they go? Maybe we tackle them today 20. Who say oh we did and this one is so
fresh.
The day we go do if we do the support plans, and also people say questions may cheap, the support them the billing. I still they struggle with them as a day.
That's a major problem. That's a picture being posted in chat. A production system,
business critical, then.
Those things.
Wonderful. Okay, last question. This one's a be cheap.
Then be very cheap.
Okay. Make I bring this one. Then we'll go do AWS boy. You people say you know they like exam topic.
Exam topic is the argument for their planes.
Exam topic is argument. So hey, them go fight. So
At the SSA, we did Form 1, first term, second term, third term, we then bring someone national service, make can teach you maths. The man, what we learn first term, second term, it can't make me unlearn. It can't confuse you. To the extent they give you problem, then you make confused. You know the name you can give a virus.
Oh,
virus. Then to the B and virus. You can say the killer.
Wait, school.
I go a cracker.
Check like what SHS teacher to Percy. Oh, the A2 be national service week, then carry mathematics. Charlie, what our class, the short is guess relative maths. He goes solve question. The girls, he say that it be more elective math. So the girl will talk and say, I'm not wrong. Then go, oh, wait to be free like that. Wait to like you won't prove say that then go argue then later go talk say okay. I'm a number mark or exam. And to say if you know wrong for all day. I'm some family. Exam time you wash it. You wash it. Hey, Percy. Oh, sure. The teachers they both taxi the until they go out. So we close. No, I train. You know, I for bush. They are too from Tadi school down to a Kwesiviti sawmill. Sure. They come out. They walk. Yeah, or no.
That a long journey.
Yeah, very long journey. We they work every day.
But teachers like that too, they be feeling.
No. The guy they be feeling no. Hey, you do how they go house. I know or the commander was say, hey, Charlie, who girls who are you know. I'm a teacher. I'm a child. Will challenge him. He gets it. We sometimes you talk say, hey. Would relative math one no I wonder math or you are call math into fundamala. Let's see. Okay, so from here we'll go do the
Hello. Hey.
Hey. This audio can me some mean be cancel please. I say before crying accident now go concern.
Let's go AWS boy. Let me close this design. Today now for call somebody.
Now you can.
Yeah, somebody from one of this thing inside no. Ima, if you hey. He call me morning tina they do something where I say I they do something so I finish her. I go call her. I will meet to tell him say in case I no call him I make you call me. In tell me fault. And you'll be a fault. So now they won't complete in knowledge check so today.
Oui.
Wait. So AWS boy. What is it? So we have done. Hey, I'm not sharing the screen.
We did see your screen now.
You did see?
Yeah. Let's say we did see ChatGPT.
Maybe GPT 35 3.5 was it then with it.
You know they see AWS boy.
No.
Nah.
We ChatGPT with this. Okay, we know it come.
And I call for the network. So we've done security. We have done we have done cloud concept, right? Yes, we have done concept. We have done technology. And I think we have done security as well. You know, we did billing and pricing.
We don't do security.
Yeah, we don't do security. So let's do security today. There are more questions that we will do. This one is how many questions? Okay, this one has 50 questions. I beg Boku, hurry up. If we get 10 answers, no, we'll move on. 10 answers, we'll move on. We'll go assume that the rest they bed. But I know they mean say if you know if you are not sleeping now. So let's go. Which of the following acts make up put down for full screen? Built-in firewalls. Oh, the squad are good. Bridget, that boy, I like him at no. What's the next question?
What's the next question? That's right.
If Bridget do as she do, if she know she dey bed to her, she dey bed.
All
right. When talking about AWS security, what does authorization refer to? Hey, make you know happy see today to the answer so good. Send the DNA corner.
Abdul, why you say D? Even why you say D?
If you be correct,
why are they saying justice? Yeah.
No, I don't make them decide them.
So I see A, I see D. So we are looking at authorization. So I see A, I see D. Okay. D. So this one make I explain before we move on. So we have authorization, we have authentication, right? So authorization is evaluating what permissions somebody has. Is the person authorized to access this? And authentication is identifying who is accessing. That is authentication. All right. You use access key and secret access key to log in into AWS management console. True or false? A or B, A or B, A or B, A or B. Bridget MVP. Good. Moku move. Which of the following security requirements are managed by AWS customers? Choose two. Choose here. Any elimination first. Hardware patching is out. Infrastructure security is out. This disposal is out. Abba, Bridget for president. AK for vice. Oh, Rosemont for minister of finance. AK is
sanitation.
Sanitation, sorry, sanitation. AK is still like that. So that's AB. Better. Nice one. How does AWS Shield standard help protect? Okay, you want finance? Okay, we have given you Minister of Finance. How does AWS Shield standard help protect your environment? Obviously. Allah, says it at the opposition, or you want to change it? Sita, you have your ministry already. Oh, nice. True or false? Customer responsibility for the security of services in the cloud vary by service. I didn't mention you. Customer responsibility for the security of services. Is it?
When last time,
This question we answered before.
We answered before, yeah.
We answered before.
When I explain now, yeah, you should be and no, I don't
Be okay, self you explain and we
I'll see you. Where is the best place to store your root user access key? There is this question because we do security before. Allah. I say I heard that because
No,
Yeah,
be here.
we
You
had
know
to
be
do that
from here.
before.
You know be here. You know be this side.
No, this side, you do before.
Yeah, we do before. Because
Same set of questions.
which of the below are true when running a database in an EC2 instance selectively? When running a database, be here. When select, say I had that in TNJ. See, bit me a. So here they are still talking about responsibilities in TNJ. Customer is responsible for what? AWS is responsible for what? They select to A, B, C, D, E, F. You can say C, D, F. For my president and her ministers.
But okay, what you type? I need about.
I bet.
Because it makes I say
You the beg say. You the beg say.
I don't type anything. If you see my answer for them, nothing needed.
You do something, say they beg.
AWS is responsible for it.
I see ABD, ABD, ABD. So ABD. Anybody who thinks otherwise? From one session, so that we will explain. We will explain the move on since we are not wasting time on some of the questions. We'll explain the move on.
Hey, so you no go answer some. Young Kwe. Sita, open then Jirita Dana.
Angie, are you asleep?
Let's explain. Let's explain
Okay.
and then move on.
All right. So yes, we are looking at customers' responsibility, right? As far as running the database on an EC2 instance is concerned. So this time you are not using the what's it called? A managed database service, right? You have put your database server on the EC2 instance, or the EC2 instance is hosting your database server. So it means that the responsibility as far as the customer is concerned comes to play here. So that is one, updating the operating system, right? And then you, the customer, is responsible for updating the database software. It's not AWS responsibility. And then the customer at the same time is also responsible for managing access to the database itself. So you talk of, your password policies and then all that. So that is about it. Say okay. Which of the following are component of AWS assurance?
Maybe AWS this, AWS that.
Or the fufroba.
AWS assurance. No, this one I can't something. That's why they laugh. Even put a guy. if you do yourself, you make a guy say we do this question before.
Yeah, this one if you can the we do it before.
Go choose testimonials.
He say yeah, he answered before. He see before. He say yeah. This question.
Testimonials, I say that is. I still I don't know why I go choose customer testimonials.
AWSD, oh yeah.
So B and then C. All right.
But I beg, what be the AWS assurance? If you what?
No, so
I never see before.
It's more or less like why you should trust AWS, right? So it's not like a service per se. So the fact that AWS has certifications and attestations, hey, not make it count. Certifications, certifications and attestations, and then at the end of the day, I'm
Go talk to it.
Them that this go going.
The show actually you don't help me.
Is it go so kube?
Yeah, open gag baby soon. China so no more.
I swear. And then compliance with, so the fact that they have those certifications and then attestations, as well as their compliance with the various laws and regulations as far as data protection, data confidentiality, data integrity are concerned, right? It's assures customers that yes, doing business with them is safe. That's basically about it. All right.
Okay.
So which of the following AWS services controls authentication and authorization? So yes, in case you meet a question that says that certifications and attestations, then compliance with rules and regulations, what does it form part of? That's who AWS assurance assurance program.
Yes, boss.
Judith for governor. Judith for governor, Bridget for president.
Gianna.
Judith open Bank of Ghana. And found 2 of fast. Okay. Authentication authorization within an AWS account. Broadly speaking,
good.
Broadly speaking, as a customer, teacher or 2 more men. Broadly speaking, as a customer of AWS, you are responsible, sir. Yes, broadly speaking, as I may say, generally speaking, there is something else. So D. Okay, this one Obia for president. How can AWS Management Console be protected against unauthorized access? Okay. Use multi-factor authentication. MFA, multi-factor authentication. In AWS, it's always MFA, multi-factor authentication. But at certain places, to be 2-factor authentication, 2FA. AWS, MFA, right?
So if you go with 2FA, wait see MFA. If you choose the 2FA, was 2FA to be multi-factor?
Yes.
Choose
Unless they say choose 2. But if they say choose 1, I beg, go choose your MFA. As far as AWS is concerned.
Yeah, of course.
But
I
if they say
the people that change which. So if you don't see MFA, where you say 2, or
yes,
you see 3FA,
yes. So anytime make sure that you are seeing FA, 2FA. So if you don't see MFA and then you see 2FA, then you choose 2FA.
If you see one FA there, be wrong, I beg.
1 FA.
No, 1 FA.
1 FA they be wrong. Okay.
What if you say?
All right. So
there's a password protection 1 FA around. Yes. You see
distributed denial of service. Yes, that's shield. Correct. Which of the following compliance certifications attests to the security of AWS platform regarding credit card transactions?
Oh, PCI.
Just on Judith and Sam.
Yeah, man.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, PCI. My idea. When talking about AWS security, what does authentication? We must answer into more fans and fast.
So this one's it.
Please go back 1 second. May check it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where you say that mean yeah. I've not heard of this.
Thank
Because obey MPC.
Okay.
Means yes, a certification one way, but under friend is saying, I know say PCI need a payment card industry, and I'm going to say a pay one until me relating to that one straight away. And I'm choose the answer.
Correct. ISO is about standardization, and as a SOC 1, SOC 2, then so data protection was a day. I forgot. Anyway, yeah. So when talking about AWS security, what does authentication stand for? We have answered this one. So yes, giveaway. Don't call me. I'm not seeing Bridget answer again. Or Johnny.
You said they answer simple questions.
Mm.
Not the difficult ones.
Man, bailing questions.
Bridget be the type of student
we.
Bridget be the type of student where people they write exams. Charlie, first page you can intro, not then the base for extra sheets.
Extra sheet. Say extra sheet.
Almost don't say please, you are wrong.
Say this question, there is no answer. Meanwhile, chairman answer. Meanwhile, chairman answer move a long time. Yeah, Bridget, you are saying A. It's true. So this one there is no answer. The answer is wrong. Hey, meanwhile, we have moved on. We have answered it and moved on. Stay ready.
But honestly, we learn so of these things. One question, they read through the answers.
Yeah, but we learn. We really learn. They say I can't binding and breaking the alien AWS services. No? Okay, Rosemont is clarified this for me. Which one? Is it this question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, whatever handles encryption, right? As far as encryption is concerned, and with EBS, with encryption, you are creating access keys, right? You are creating an access key to access your volumes. So the service that handles, so the service that handles the encryption is the KMS, right? So that's the key management service. Right, so it's just like that's what enables you to encrypt your stuff. So anything that has to do with encrypting data is the key management service. So there is one also in S3.
Rosemont, basically what he's trying to say is, in order to encrypt something, you need keys. So after you encrypt, you are supposed to get keys to decrypt that particular thing. And that particular keys, if you should lose it, trust me, that information you've encrypted is useless. All the information on the EDF becomes useless because some of the decryption, it could take 80 years. You get me? So the KMS helps you manage those
keys. Exactly. We are welcome. Hey, Judith answer question where we don't go to Judith answer. Judith answer Ampudo.
I'll be in post before you go back.
We flash the question. Okay, so yes, that's trusted advisor. So it helps you optimize your entire AWS environment in real time, following best. So you see following best practices, right? Monitor environment, gives recommendations like Sadio Mani
Optimize.
optimize. Exactly. As you are looking at what trusted advisor. Two of us.
I got some. We finish. We get some killer. Somebody post some video, some question video, the CO2 question video. So it be short, it be like 10 or 11. By the killer, we finish. We go fire.
Sure. We say baby 15 cc. All right, so it's best practice to store your access key and secret access key in the .aws file in your application. True or false?
Yeah, that question we true.
Best practice to store.
Way true.
That question we true.
Yo, yeah, Tida.
Things right. One person, forget it.
So
I know the same one for anywhere.
Yes,
Pass that level.
For true.
So you see, the trick here is that also on the .aws server, if you don't have any idea, immediately you see the extension, you might think that it's true, right?
There could be something like that.
So yeah, Charlie, but that be the thing. There's nothing like storing your access key anywhere. Great. So which of the following principles of sound design? Which of the following are principles of sound design when it comes to security? Choose 3. Intentem, security. Obvious one, enable traceability. The next one. Oh, the answer no dey count. BDE. Great. BDE.
Ijabede.
I beg, if anybody know they understand, feel free to turn on your mic and then we'll explain before we move on. Because we are just that's a team be. Because we solved the question before. That's 100% the NSHB. Okay.
When 100.
We 100. So we 90. Okay, you don't understand. Okay. So we are looking at security as far as security is concerned, right? So yes, the principle of sound design, you can have principle of sound design as far as reliability is concerned, as far as cost optimization is concerned, right? But this one, we are looking at security. So in terms of security, what do we do? And then when I was explaining the security pillar of the well-architected framework, I remember saying that these 2 things, right? Applying security at all layers and then also enabling traceability. Now, traceability is when you log, monitor, and then audit every action that happens in your infrastructure. Applying security at all layers. I explained that you don't say that, this one is like not that needed, so we will not apply security or will not secure it. That is why, and then I made mention of the example at the mall, right? When you go to the mall, even though they say that the mall is not responsible for loss or damage to vehicles, there are still security men on the grounds who are monitoring activities. When they suspect any suspicious activity, they attend to it. I made mention of the club as well. I made mention of security personnel at the front of the offices or companies that we go to. And then implementing the principle of least privilege. I also used event center as an example, where security men, even though they check who gets access to which part of the event grounds, they themselves even don't go there. Theirs is to check, right? If you have all access, that is where you have access to every place. But if yours is to the stage, you are only to the stage, right? If yours is information desk, you are confined to the information desk. Security will not allow you to enter the artist dressing room if you don't have the access card that have access to it. So it's like you are giving your basic or your primary responsibility or your primary authorization, and then when you need more, it is added more to you. Is it well understood? So as far as design is concerned, you the customer is not to take off physical resources, because you are looking at the cloud, and then applying security at the application only is not the best. It's like you leave your door ajar and say that I've locked my wardrobe. You get it? So you have to make sure that security is applied at every layer.
Level.
That is why you,
Thank
when
you
you are
very
you are welcome. That's why if you have your porch,
much.
you lock your porch, and then you still lock your bedroom. Right, you still lock your bedroom. Some people even have drawers that they put their stuff in, and they will put their things in the drawer and then lock it again. Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. What is the recommended way to give your applications running in EC2 permission to other AWS resources? We see it to football. Fast. Near Dana.
Near the end, only nice since you move.
So Kunedu, I see security, I see reliability, operations, cost optimization. Is there a reason why you posted this?
Security, reliability, operation, cost of
Okay, that's fine. It's a mistake. All right, sure. Okay, so yes, we said that. I also explained it in the event grounds scenario, where if somebody wants to access a place that they don't have access to, or they are not supposed to access, you can go for the access tag for that place, use it. When you come back, you hand it over. So it's just like giving what role. So you create an IAM role with the appropriate permission, right, and then assign it to the EC2, so that the EC2 can have yeah.
So what's the importance, or why don't you rather create give the EC2 instance the appropriate permission?
Okay, so it's
rather than create a rule.
Right.
I just want to ask.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get it. So it prevents abuse, right? Let me just put it that way. Abuse of rights. You understand?
Okay.
So if yes, principle of least privilege. So if maybe you want to pass a night at my room, right? I don't have to give you a permanent key so that you can access it anytime that you like. It means that in my absence, you might even come and then you do whatever you like. So Nimpani will be an ensakeka or Rabbe Famadi. I might not even think he's the one, because obviously it be a medikina amano. So I have the key, but anytime you want to come and take it. We are sign fabra. So it's like you always have that least privilege. You get it? When God created Adam and Eve, he gave them the principle of least privilege. Immediately they abused it.
Preach, preacher.
You have access to all this, but this one, immediately they touched it. The story changed. So it's just about giving people the least privilege that they can ever have, or the basic access privilege that they can ever have. If they need more, you give it to them. Imagine you are giving the permission to approve salaries. Anyway, so let's move on. AWS is responsible for security of the In which order is a user granted access to AWS services? Hey, Mami, just me for the right. Yes, true. Security of the cloud. Okay. It's also for temporal access. Yes. So it's basically for temporal access for roles, right? You assume that permission or that role, you do whatever you want to do, and then you hand it over. So yes, it's for temporal access. It's not permanent. So roles are not permanent. The role is there. It has been put there. So anytime you want to have access, you resume it, you do whatever you want to do, and then you give it back. I mean, people who work at like people that have like high security, what's it called? This thing, you know. You see, there are places, there are offices, or there are rooms that if you are accessing, you have to even write a letter. You have to ask for permission. You have to go through some plenty procedures before you are allowed to go there. Immediately you go and then come out. Ashi. The next time you want to go, you have to go through the whole process again. So that's more or less like what your role talks about. All right. So in which order is a user granted access to AWS service? Yes. So the user is authenticated and then authorized. Good. You have discovered that some AWS services are being used in malicious activities that could compromise your data. What should you do? Great. Yes. So you contact the AWS abuse team. So to explain this, concierge, the AWS concierge are there to answer your billing and usage questions. The AWS security team are responsible for security of the AWS infrastructure or their own infrastructure, right? And you contacting the account holder responsible for the malicious activities is like calling the person out. And then in security principles or incident response, you don't do that. You don't call people out. You don't point fingers. Which of the below are you responsible for managing when storing data in S3? Choose two. Hey, nobody can answer. No one can love you like I do. Okay. So D. Are you people sure? We are sure. We can't you. So yes. So there are hardware, which are not our concern, right? Anything hardware is not your problem, right? So this one is hardware, this one is infrastructure software. This one is distractor. Infrastructure software. The infrastructure software is the whole AWS platform, right? And then who has access to the network hardware? Those on your concern. So basically these two.
I think don't be mistaken. The infrastructure software, some of the AWS services, actually the customer is responsible for that.
Which one?
Which one?
For instance, like the EC2 like this.
The EC2.
No, so the EC2 be the service. It be service.
So you say S3 managed, right?
And S3 don't be managed. S3 be managed.
But some of the AWS services actually they have platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, software as a service. So depending on the type of service, if the service be infrastructure as a service, definitely the customer is responsible for the infrastructure software. And also if it be platform too, the customer is responsible. So it would depend.
Okay.
But I think this one it was stated that S3.
Yeah. So this one was in the context of S3. All right. We'll move. What services has built-in DDoS mitigation and or protection? Choose the correct answer. Choose the best answer. Yeah, so software can be OS.
Charlie, I beg, make somebody remind me. RDS, very few are there. RDS.
RDS
Relational
database.
database service.
Yes,
Relational
managed.
database services.
Yes, a managed relational database service.
But that can be no be service. It they under one of the database services, right? But it's not a standalone.
If you standalone.
If you standalone, if he spin a map as
an instance.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. The Indian guy talk. Your Indian guy don't you talk.
We get DynamoDB, we get Aurora, we get RDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the non-relational be what?
Non-relational be Dynamo.
Dynamo.
Dynamo would be non-relational.
RDS, Dynamo opposite. Then Aurora be like those.
Aurora be under RDS.
RDS.
MySQL be under RDS. Windows Server be under RDS. Redshift be under RDS. Them all be relational.
Where Redshift? RDS.
Redshift be relational.
Okay, so it be only DynamoDB way.
Yeah, will be non-relational.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hey, wait, Redshift. Hold on, Redshift do be under RDS per se.
But
RDS,
like
what they mentioned, it be under Ambi, Aurora, MariaDB, MySQL, Windows Server, then Oracle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Redshift is more or less like a storage for database.
Yeah, storage for analytics.
Okay, so here at the CAAA, at the CCCC. So, but A, yes, Redshift data warehouse. Great. So here I will choose the majority, which is A, but make I put this question down.
It will be.
Oh, really?
It will be.
Is it what B?
Oh, you never be B.
Make no mind now. Make no. Oh, make no mind now. Make no mind.
Question 24. So I've written it down. So I will go with the majority.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
All right. Your company has updated its security policies to include cloud workloads as well as those running on premises. Your manager would like a report of which technologies will require configuration changes. Which of the following will not be included in the report because they are the responsibility of AWS?
Won't say no my framing question. A simple question. No. I won't be on that cover.
Yes. So this one they are looking at customer responsibility.
Somebody take over from Isaac. News about bread.
Take over, Abby. Take over.
Yes, yes, they are looking at AWS responsibility, Charlie.
Isaac, make I help all.
You just read.
Okay. Which of the following are programmatic access types enabling users to interact with AWS services? Choose 3. ABD, ABD, ABD. I better click ABD. You are using your corporate directory to grant your users access to AWS services. What is this called? Nice one.
Can it be explained, please?
Is it?
Can we get any explanation on that?
Okay, so you see, sometimes in your office environment, we have something we call, what's the name? This domain access thing. Windows
Active
has this
Directory.
Active Directory, yes. Windows have something we call Active Directory, whereby in certain instances, you can even log in with your credentials on any machine, and you have access to your Windows interface.
Yeah.
I'll be getting it. So the even administrator can go into the Active Directory server and kick you out. So you go into your office, your own machine, if you log in, to tell you access is denied. You see, so if you want to migrate such a service onto AWS, you see, what is this particular process, or which service are you going to use? Or what is this process called on AWS? Do you get it? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, they get you.
Okay. So I see.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Any more answers? Okay, more continue.
All
right. True or false? For infrastructure as a service resources, users are responsible for the security of everything above the hypervisor layer. True or false? So we get a hardware, that be the lowest. Then you come to the hypervisor. From the hypervisor, then we go come to the host softwares, then the container services, then all that. Okay, true. When considering the security of an AWS EC2 instance, which of the below are users responsible for? Choose APA 2. When considering security of AWS instance, so security of AWS instance, users, what are users supposed to do to secure their AWS instance? Patch and maintenance of server hardware, security configuration, patching and maintenance of OS and applications, physical and environmental control. Of course, anything that has to do with physical out. Okay, BC. Next. You are setting up an S3 bucket to host a public website. You have uploaded the files for your website to S3, but when clicking on the object URL of the file to verify if it can be seen, you receive the message access denied. You have tried making the file public, but the option is not available. What configuration has been missed? The IAM user for S3 public website hosting is currently disabled. Removing block public access from the bucket, creating and linking an S3 IAM rule to your S3 bucket, and adding a CNAME value to Route 53 for the website. The last one, today, that's what I forgot to pass on. Okay,
so
all right.
Time is soon.
Which of the following are configurable components of IAM?
We see it here. The day with the answer, we get that wrong.
Configurable components. With IAM, what are the things you can configure? If you open your IAM, the security measures we put in place.
Now, let us know that among all these are all configurable stuff, but not all of them are related to IAM. I think except the authorizer. I don't know what an authorizer is. So you are looking at configurable component as far as IAM is concerned.
Authorize and only after. He Princess ABDG.
ABDG.
Yeah, I will go for D J E.
Somebody to go for PDEG. PD.
Can you check the time?
Oh, plenty time.
Plenty time, they will get 35 minutes.
So far,
Maybe 3 votes per week. Okay. Okay, for AB. No, it be tight, so people they access control users, rules and groups. AEDG. AE. PDEG. AEGD. Wow. So let me see. ABDG, and that is ADEG. So obviously,
time between ABDG.
AB.
Oh no. Yeah.
So far E be plenty, and I think G too. So and D, yes, I think D also is D rows.
So we're not left with A and B.
All right, so we are looking at A and B. A, B. So I think yes, B also. Okay, so then let's add B.
Let's note the question number.
Okay. That's question 32. Okay. Oh, these frogs.
Which of the below are you responsible for when storing data in S3? 1. Making sure there is enough physical storage available for your data. Making sure that enough storage has been provisioned for your data. Backing up your data. Replicating the data to another AC if redundancy is needed. And making sure your data is not corrupted. Responsibility for storing data in S3. This one we are choosing one here.
Yeah, we are choosing one.
A lot of C's and B's. They will choose D.
So majority be C. Okay, so I see some B's.
Maybe D. I cannot make mistake.
Okay, okay, choose D. Okay, so I write the question number down. We could move on.
All right. Broadly speaking, AWS is responsible for none of security. Security is up to the customer to manage. Security of the cloud, security both in and off the cloud. Okay, this one is final. Let's go.
If Allah. Uh-huh.
The purchasing department staff member is set up as an AWS user in the company's procurement AWS account. At each month end, the staff member needs access to an application running on EC2 in the company's account payable AWS account to reconcile reports. Which of the following provides the most secure, operationally efficient way to give the staff member access to the account payable application? Create a user for the staff member in the account payable AWS. Have the user.
Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself.
Okay, Matt.
We put the answer already. We choose the answer already. Okay, so B.
All right, so let's go on.
So is it on our traditional setting? It's either you create a user for the staff member in the account payable. Yes, most of the time that's what we do. Okay, so you let me create a user for you. Or sometimes yes, we use Active Directory to do that. But no, continue.
Which of the below are true statements when it comes to network security for an EC2 instance in AWS? Choose the answer. The customer is responsible for ensuring malicious traffic does not reach EC2 instance. AWS is responsible for ensuring malicious traffic does not reach the EC2 instance. The customer is responsible for ensuring malicious traffic does not impair the network hardware. The AWS is responsible for ensuring malicious traffic does not impair the network hardware. AWS is responsible for ensuring unwanted traffic does not reach the EC2 instance. The customer is responsible for ensuring unwanted traffic does not reach the EC2 instance. Choose 3. A for sure. Remember, the DNC has hardware. If you choose D, you might get it wrong.
It's AWS, it's not customer.
But B is AWS. And then I think D is AWS.
And I think the question is not stating or limiting us to either the customer or AWS.
Yes, but you just have to choose. Yes, you just have to choose the right in the context of the responsibility. Because AWS does not take care of your security of your instance. It's you. Anyway. Okay, so I see ADF. So A, D, yes, that's true. And then F.
Okay, correct. Let's go on.
So
an oil and gas utility company, coconut oil, this one, palm oil company, which is highly regulated, must create a cloud governance scheme. The company is organized into multiple autonomous departments, which will all use AWS resources. These departments each sponsor independent projects that are reviewed by regulatory bodies for the approval of customer price increases. The code and infrastructure for each project has product development and testing environment. Which of the following account strategies will maximize security and operational efficiency of the company?
Yes, organizational units. Okay, see.
So I beg you, one question.
Right.
The AWS Gulf, the Gulf region,
Yeah.
what's the restriction around that?
So the gov is for like the governmental body. So that one safe. Like the region is not like visible for you to even choose.
Okay. So is it any government at all, or just the US government?
It's for the US government. And the Asia region too is also for them. Okay, for Asia, it's for so you can't even deploy your stuff to Asia.
It's China. It's China, not Asia.
Hey, sorry, China. Yeah.
Which of the following is AWS responsible for in the shared responsibility model? Choose the answer. Regions, availability zones, customer data, edge locations.
Yes, so a big deal. Hey, answer let's see.
Hey, this thing. Which of the following guarantees attest to the fact that AWS platform has met the standard required for the of medical HIPAA. It be HIPAA with double A or HIPAA with double P.
So let's notice is the HIPAA with the double A.
Or HIPAA. If you see the which of the below is true about root accounts on AWS? Choose to. The root user should not be used for day-to-day activities. Kick out. The root user has full access to everything in the AWS account. The root user is the recommended way to work. Kick out. The root user will be used by AWS should they need to help you with something. Kick out. The root user should be disabled after you create your admin user. Yeah, man. AB.
All right.
So if you use a root user to create an admin account, or any other statutory accounts, do you disable the account or you delete access?
No, so the root user will have an access key, right? So you delete it so that you can't even connect to the root user via SSH, right? But it's still available, like it's still accessible through the management console.
Just in case.
Just in case. But then when you create your admin, you have to log out and then now log in to the admin account and then use it for your regular stuff.
Okay. So you delete the keys from the management console.
Management console, yes.
All right.
So the only way to access it is through the management console, not SSH.
Keep the keys outside the management console, maybe for your remote machine top or something. Okay.
Next question.
Which of the below are you responsible for when running EC2 instance on the AWS? Choose
Next
two.
question.
Patch.
Next question.
I was CD.
Yeah, CD.
I beg you. Which of the following AWS services can help you access the fault tolerance of the AWS environment? Access.
Next question. Some is the idea you people are on fire.
With the Pasco was soldier. This is killer with the AWS board. Okay. Which of the following are components of the security pillar of the AWS well-architected framework? security pillar. Security. So if you want to secure your AWS, how do you do that? IAM for sure. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Infrastructure protection for sure.
All right.
Controls. So ABC.
Awesome. So ABC.
Which of the following are components of the AWS risk and compliance program? Choose 3. IAM, control environment, physical security, security principles, information security, environment automation, and risk management. Risk and compliance program. Choose 3. Yeah, go choose IAM. IAM, they are everything to do with security.
Won't find somewhere. AWS risk and compliance program.
So risk management. Did you say risk management?
Yes, risk management.
What would choose that one?
First, so
Environment automation.
AFG.
Like you add 8 to 1. Left last one.
I press you power way to the choose AFG.
AMG, man.
Because the other time I can say you
I choose the
toxic.
control there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question with 18.
18.
I got choose security principles. I will choose DR.
Yeah.
Now I did on that. They'll be just to be
I said
wow.
D.
Wow.
Yeah.
So control environment is part anyway.
Yeah, control environment.
It's but I am no deep part.
You see the control environment and the environmental automation.
There is one.
But this thing
Is there?
You need a model inside.
If you don't want to do matter, you
Information
can't talk.
security.
This
Information
throw
security.
model there. Then this one me I not go learn outside. I'll go look for my resource and then.
But you will read them. But go the skill builder top. The cloud practitioner essentials they be free.
See this in the multiple like internet growth. Pabna?
Yeah, I come. My interest drop. I don't know how.
Why when the network needs?
They use fiber broadband or Vodafone.
Now they're not getting
Can we note this question number?
I bet so. JIM for
the question number. What question number is this?
That'd be question 44.
44.
It don't go bad. That boy there.
So what could you?
He left some more.
So, I mean, left 6 questions.
Make it JIM for inside.
And then we'll go add which one? Security principles or physical security? You this is BDF.
Pascopa will retire.
Charlie.
Who is the principle?
By information.
Security principles. Yeah,
Moku go with Judith answer.
Judith today. BDF.
BDF.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
We dey your back.
me Kasapa. Kasapa de Ghana.
Go on. Next. Which of the following are best practices?
Hey, you says BFO.
Which of the following are best practices
Yes, you did.
comes to securing your AWS account? So MFAD routes for the inside. You will choose 5. I bet click
Okay,
MFAD.
I beg you, count. Judy says Moko go back.
D, E, F.
So it's not
Environment.
BDF. So it's this one. Information security. Okay. Yeah, one of
Won't
the
information security fall even under security principles?
You say it be risk and
yeah,
compliance.
the risk and
This one
compliance program be different thing altogether.
be different.
It's about like
let's go.
complying to what's it called? The various governing rules, like rules. Yes, rules and regulations governing keeping people's data and as well as other stuff. They are security. So we'll go on, we'll go see them. Okay, this one they choose 5 best practices when it comes to securing your account. You said MFA, eh?
Definitely.
Okay.
So delete root
Root access keys. Yes. No, not password keys.
keys.
Password
Mm-hmm.
policy today, monk.
Left to
Groups to assign permission.
A, B, C, D.
So the first one, create individual IAM users.
IAM users, right? Then last one. It's obviously be the groups to go choose.
Yeah. If you find the choose, because
B5. So.
Oh, they make it seem falada too.
5 there.
Good day there. Go to access password for it. Day there. Access management for your AWS administrators by assigning them with a predefined set of permissions based on their job underlying role, like job role. Which of the below is the best way to approach this? Charlie, I beg, choose the IAM toilet room.
You IAM what?
There's an IAM toilet room.
People they choose D.
D rather, okay.
You want to streamline access management for your AWS administrators by assigning them a predefined set of permissions based on their job role. Which of the below is best way to approach this?
Yes.
I'm choosing wrong, correcting no. Yes, I'm correct. Never check.
Yeah, check. Okay.
TV charge correction. Yeah, market correction. Not chairman as
Correction 1, correction 2.
Oh God.
Consulting firm is conducting a Sarbanes-Oxley compliance audit of your IT operations. The audit requests visibility of logs of events history across your AWS-based employment expense service infrastructure. We have
a free question in Imbo.
Which AWS service will record and provide and give the information you need?
Okay, so
compliance.
Obiako DDD o nti yenkwe.
Who are they?
Are you going to just say BD?
Yeah, relax. So you just say
this question.
It's
audit of your
between,
audit of your
between,
IT IT operations. Right? The auditor
Charlie, me
requires
ask you,
visibility to
ABA.
to logs of event history across your AWS based employee expense infrastructure. I think I think the other time we spend a lot of time on this.
Because employees, the machines they do all the inside. CloudTrail, make you remember say the machine. They keep logs on the system rather than sorry on the logs event.
Oh, yes, on the user activities.
Yeah, on the user activities. Where CloudWatch be the machine.
CloudWatch logs.
What you said, eh?
Event history.
That question we yet seen.
Yes, the auditor requires visibility.
They went a fine
install.
Yeah, for CloudTrail, and I
For CloudTrail,
CloudTrail, they record the CloudWatch logs. They keep the logs for CloudTrail.
CloudTrail.
So let's go for it.
But they select the CloudTrail name.
The auditor
selected him.
To be super say for CloudWatch logs.
It's me, but say
the logs will be record and store.
No, that would be CloudWatch. There's a difference between CloudWatch and CloudWatch logs. That's the difference we saw that day.
Okay, so Judy said we selected CloudWatch logs. Okay, Enko.
Hey, Judy.
Somebody will say sorry right now. Which of the following is AWS managed DDoS protection service? Shoot.
Which of the below are you responsible for when running an RDS database on AWS? Hey, I'm updating the operations.
When is updated? No, I think this was the answers to the old question. Anna.
No, Charlie.
The new one.
That's 1250.
Charlie.
1250. I got one question.
But you remember we met a similar question. I call for updating the operating system. Murefi. They say way back.
Wait, the RDS database.
We RDS, but no database on EC2 instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, B.
Okay, last question.
Now last question. To check for vulnerabilities. And I won't Mukwati inspector when ya mujusu inspector.
Oh, that one.
Okay, so see results. 99.
Report.
92.
Hey!
Charlie.
I don't trust this.
That for you.
I don't trust them.
Hey,
why?
You need to go back today.
Okay, fine. You scroll down, make we see the the questions number.
Question 25. Question 25.
No, same Prince.
Yeah, Judith, which of the questions that you said we should go back to? Yeah, so that's it.
25.
Yes, so response for managing when storing data in the S3. So yes, you are looking at who has access to the S3. So this one, instead of service, it should have been like who has access to the bucket rather. I think that would be the best, right? Instead of service. I feel like okay, since the second one also says stored on the S3 service. So basically it's about removing the either removing or maintaining the block public access thing. That's the who has access to it, and then also the data in it. You control who has the data in it. So all the others are hardware. Sure. Question 24 confirmation. 25 in it.
25. What service was the video?
DDoS. So none of these ones have DDoS. Right? SNS is a notification service. RDS is a managed database service. And then EC2, as we know.
Hold on, no, they come.
Mhm.
They come. The time they watch the Indian video, no, it say some 3 services will get inbuilt DDoS.
Yes, that'd be Route 53, CloudFront,
Route
and then the
53,
web
CloudFront
application
and what?
firewall. CloudFront,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
web application firewall.
All right.
Then question 32.
No, so 28, question 28, safe. Yes, 28. So, okay, that's one you explained. Okan explained it, so I think.
Or if you read it down, they make it see.
Yeah, so federated access is when you use an external directory, such as your corporate one, to grant users in that directory access to AWS services. Role-based and user group are more used hey. Where they were yeah, that we know how this no be how then they spell define.
Forget say the last time to the same grammatical error.
To define which resources a user is able to access once they have access, not the method by which they gain the access. So multifactor authentication. They explain the other ones. And then 32.
Hey,
who that?
Okay, question.
Yeah, so 32. Which of the following are configurable component of IAM? Right. So with identity and access management, you are looking at user, you are looking at roles, you are looking at user permissions, and then you're using like groups, right? The authenticator, the ID, if it's something with ID behind to check the the password and things. Authorizer to, if I say authenticated and then your authorizer and so on, right? That checks who is actually who has access to what. But with access control is not an IAM feature, right? Access control is service dependent. So either you are looking at a bucket, you are looking at an EC2 instance, you are looking at a subnet access, and then all those things. So that's access control. So it's access controls cut across. And 33 too. Right. So 33, enough physical storage. That one, as far as it's physical storage, that's for AWS. And then making sure there is enough space has been provisions for your data. We know that S3 you can store up to unlimited, right? So space is not that. And then replicating your data to another availability zone if redundancy is needed. S3 is automatically replicated to in regions. It's a global thing, right? It's a global service, so you don't actually need a multi-AZ stuff. That is something that is done as far as the service itself is concerned. And then making sure your data is not corrupt. So data corruption, AWS actually manage the data, but what you are responsible for is actually backing up the data, right? So in case the data is lost, you still have a backup. In as much as AWS take care of protecting the data from corrupting, when the data is lost, they cannot be held responsible for it. So they recommend you take a backup of the data so that you can restore it whenever there is a data loss. And then question 44. Yeah, so that one was also correct. So check the compliance white paper. Yeah, so as I said, with risk and compliance, it's about you you being able to prove or show that, okay, you can handle this stuff. So all the firms that you see, the banks, the fuel stations, all the financial institutions, these things are there, these checks are there. Okay, you are taking somebody, even those who own these apps and all that, you are coming to take customers' data, right? What shows that you have a safe environment as far as your data center is concerned to protect these data that you are storing in your system or in your service. Information security. How is the information protected from the public? Is it something that it can be easily accessed? So have you tested your system to see that yes, customers' data are safe with you? And when it comes to risk management, how are you putting things in place so that you don't suffer losses, right? Maybe if there is a data breach, or you placing in your process of data recovery and then all that, how are you able to manage these things, right? So that you either don't overspend or you don't incur costs that are not planned for. So that is about compliance. So compliance is just about the system you have put in place to be in compliance with certain rules that has been stated. So we talked of the HIPAA, like if you are taking credit card informations, how are you saving them? How are you protecting them from the public? How are you making sure that someone's credit card information doesn't get into the wrong hands? Right. So that is basically about it. So IAM is not part. IAM is just a service. Physical security too, they part. Anyway.
You didn't write anything about the control environment.
No.
Okay.
Okay, and can we check 47?
47. Yeah, 47 too. Okay, so Cloudtrail provides visibility to API call activity for AWS infrastructure and other services. CloudWatch logs might be part of a centralized logging solution, but all API event information will come from Cloudtrail. Okay. The auditor requires visibility to logs of event history across your AWS-based employee expense system infrastructure. Employee expense system. Okay, so which AWS service will record and provide and give you the information you need.
So I think if like store
If they added
information
store,
inside that.
I'll say
Yeah, if they had a
store.
store, then we can look at CloudWatch logs.
Yeah.
So Judith, was it this question I said we should go back to? So which one? Is it the last one? Database. Yeah, so this one. All right, that's question 49. Is that it?
But now Ouija board.
What?
Ouija board.
Widget.
Yeah.
Ouija.
Widgets.
Then they take talk with ghosts. So if the ghost they are, they go ask some question and the thing go move to yes or no. That's what. I say the same in the casa. Yeah, Ouija board.
Yeah, I said that's
Ouija board. Yeah.
Which you enjoyed it the other day.
Oh, it's same.
All right, so so with the RDS, I see you watch movies too much. Right. Yeah, so with RDS, now let's see if we take out the hardware bits from it, right? And then now RDS is a managed service. That means that the operating system and everything is installed for you, and then the patching is automated. even the database software, unlike launching it on an EC2 instance. When you're launching it on an EC2 instance, it's just like you installing MySQL, right, on your PC. It's just like installing Microsoft SQL on your PC. So that is basically for the database on EC2. So that one, you are responsible for even updating that database software, updating the operating system as well. But with RDS, these ones are managed. RDS is more or less like the software on its own. You understand? And then it's compatible with the various query languages. So the only thing that you do as far as these answers are concerned or options are concerned is you controlling who has access to the database. Yes, so that's about it. About one, your time also.
When I catch up my actual video, Bino.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what now?
We go feed fine.
If you have any minutes.
Why long?
Say 11
Yeah,
minutes or so.
Make I see, I go see the video.
So now you go get a part, so if you go right.
Charlie, I tell you. So I think what we have looked at billing, then we have looked at security. So it means we've done all, Anna.
The way you do they be like you.
Because we did technology the other time.
What will they do today? Make our
What about the test? Which test?
We'll go look at the exam practices.
I be that one. They've incorporated the questions from every aspect. So
yeah.
Nzianyana, Anauchna.
Oh, about one yam watch now.
My share
about ones that they phone come.
Okay.
Please,
what about the test? Yeah, tomorrow, Judy, tomorrow. We test that.
With that board doing, I bet Kasa. Judy, we test are you talking about?
Someone
cool.
Yeah, if you wanna big mama, you do
I made the practice exams.
And Judith Becca say, Kasa
Nibana into your Kasa Benyane. Prince, Judy says she could get you. Judy said, "Me count.
Bad analytics.
What kind of video you long?
Oh, you know, should I long? But I think more you could do tomorrow.
Okay, so you more than.
Tomorrow match no deal. This weekend match no deal. So most of you starting temana.
We are starting temen.
Okay.
Yeah, weekend match no day. So like 7 or yeah 7.
No brother, right tomorrow.
Like make you broadcast them. You hear me?
Yeah.
Make you broadcast them early, so say people go know. Otherwise, they can't join that.
9, yeah. So
make we pull up.
And I say for the well, go broadcast for we. I be 30 now, and what about 30?
Judith, I haven't been to the hub since last 4 weeks, Najai.
Judith, report him.
4 weeks. 4 weeks. They
will sack him.
Everybody sack me, my bread.
Share, Princess there.
Almost sacking my bread.
Chairman.
Yes, they will report him to the coordinators.
At this point, are they still dropping?
Sure.
Oh, they don't drop anybody.
They don't drop anybody.
They have, bro. They just don't make it come there because I'm not renting place.
I'm network. I love Boka network. Yeah.
I never use my Wi-Fi.
Me have put them at the 10 on my hotspot.
Hey,
Judy told you I would try and do it.
I beg one step at a time. I used
Card practitioner won't do on and also say I won't question out. Nay, serious.
But
You
me
get-
and we can start the solutions journey early.
yeah, we'll start early.
Charlie.
They already show which they give first one.
Practitioner, this trial.
Yeah, we won't wait for them. We'll start. I just the pray say the subscription. I bought it last weekend. Oh, by the time we write, we'll finish. No, we bought it. We bought it this month, right? So by the time we finish writing, yes, we'll still have the subscription. Yeah, 1 month.
We'll have 1 month. We'll have 1 week more.
We like this group. Yeah, as a you could be here.
Yeah, we'll go have 1 week more. So I will go
Okay,
look. I will look at.
Why we don't go download the questions? We will PDF us.
It's the way
Okay.
they know if you download them. If you download them.
You know, go fit to Charlie. The one at type baby.
Don't type it. Then do screenshots. Look like click just
Just use Windows then print.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then I go. I go take
Because
the screenshot.
you don't go feel copy, right?
No.
So that would be the best.
So yes. If the 1 month end, we'll go contribute then pay again. That one go help. Then we'll do it alongside the modules.
like this thing we go finish now. Like 100 people sign left the top. The main page.
Like, it means that people go join the cohorts too.
Charlie. You dey hear it. I don't know that people dey inside where they just be silent participant or what.
Yeah, it is.
But the ones that make serious feel.
Yeah, if you count that. No, but some people too they low key.
People too they low key. They learn on their
See, no
own.
be everybody
Yeah.
go they like the top playing.
Yeah, somebody
I
can
feel say some to get the CP already.
Yeah, some to get a
some
CP already.
Where you say the original cloud computing brochure. Now you know say this one the top, the solutions architect professional.
Yeah, yes. The initial one them bring on the brochure them bring now professional data.
So I don't know how they come out.
I sure say the cloud computing because now they won't do 1 year. We check like later, then they change their mind.
So they go make equivalent to like the software engineering data set. So they will finish and then for people help people. Even though the exams will cost like that.
We check like the reason why then do check like the cost, like the platform access, because the individual, if you say the individual organizations and they offer this AWS training, then they charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other time we checked Joe Max, they charge like $2,000 or say $1,000. Wait that one. You now go buy your check that you now go buy your exam voucher. I'll say then they buy for you. And check out the longer we do on the platform, the more than they pay. That's why then they want do quick then Charlie. If not it be account one. The software engineer, be at the form kakra because that one then they search for the materials, then they go put for the canvas top.
Yeah.
Then you now go learn then. And then they
where they come from?
that be what I don't know.
Well, see, they get from the partner person for the
because the last year on as then they do no that one they write any final exam. You just they go through your specialization, Then you go do your project. So you finish then go access the project, then that'll be your
Oh, okay.
them they know the write exams like we did. Unless say like now we didn't change them there.
I say pane anomane jaya na mebwa.
Like I say, just make an almost.
It no be me. Hey.
Praise the
I
one
guess the only
puts,
can talk again.
Praise the one puts the matter for justice in Nectar.
I say you don't be me, you don't be.
Person they talk to the zero be out. Still, you see.
Me where they say ghost day there plenty, so it be quiet place.
Hey.
I would do me a state inside.
Okay. I apologize. I apologize.
Master, I would know estate which part. I know somebody in the Kaleshi boy grew up for Kaleshi. They call him Sign Bobo.
Me, I know grow up.
If you get woman, they carry them go the cemetery inside. Yes. Then this one they do give the cemetery no. The tombstone no. Then go ask permission. Then go sleep as the girls for the tombstone.
Why you go collect bala or something?
No, it be normal. Normal. If you drive
it's be normal give you.
Yeah. I mean you get hurt. If you don't get hurt, there.
Wait, they're sorry to the follow up.
Yeah, struck me.
Them all them be Kaleshi boys. So no Charlie. Them street. Then they be.
We now gonna be so chill on our own.
Wait, people.
Who to not say into it? Who to
Bibi so what I do after the Obeka so be
I'm not to worry them.
Yeah.
Even if you be spirit, you go Charlie still good.
You go Charlie. Obey.
I just want to be like unless night worker go agree make you and go place like that too.
Night worker have no good.
Now with them in Karen, it's coming on a cemetery. We will be as a rest in peace after or rest in peace. No be you good.
At the end of the
talent. Meaning they can't spy movie.
I mean they will know you.
Who spy the equalizer?
As this the people they talk about.
You still get time to spy.
Me, and I do the daily trio. I think they waste time for some things. I go watch movie and watch football and things.
Hey, you still they do daily three.
I know the fee spy movie.
Movie there no be Martino. 1 hour movie say
unless I know here say he come out. If I hear
take 1 week or 2 weeks do.
Yeah, now
same thing. This equalizer, I started the spy like 3 days.
They spy like the spy series.
No, movie and cancer.
And where are they spy?
Check like series, yeah.
He was smaller than his sleep.
This movie, Game of Thrones.
Yo, I end the recording.
Yeah.
You record when I post.
Back.